What's up, cyber friends? Kyser here. In this video, I want to talk about what I did in 2021 and what I'm doing in 2022. And spoiler alert, it's a lot of synthwave and terminals. Let's go. The new year, it's great for reflecting on the last year and looking into the next year. Let's talk about what goals I failed, what goals I partially met, what goals I fully met. So the first thing I said, get 3 IT certifications. So did I pass this goal? The answer is no, I did not pass the goal. I only got 2. The 2 that I got was the CCNA, and I also got Network Plus. However, I'm not counting that as a goal. I know it's a certification. It's a very valid and very good certification to get. Network Plus is a lower level certification than the CCNA. And that's why I'm not counting it, because really I wanted to get the CCNA and, certifications that were harder to achieve. So what was the other one that I'm counting? So the other one that I'm counting is Python. I've went through 2 Udemy courses for Python, and I've read a complete book. I read Python Crash Course, and I'm also currently reading this book, Automate the Boring Stuff with Python. I'm about a quarter of the way through it. I do believe I will finish this book by the end of my 100 days. And I'm counting my 100 days of code as a certification because it's a very valid skill that I wanted to learn. Now let's talk about the CCNA. So I counted the CCNA as a 2020 goal completion because I studied for the CCNA a lot in 2020 and I scheduled my exam for the 5th. So I passed the exam on the 5th. I count that as a 2020 goal. However, I didn't pass that exam on the 5th. I failed it. I failed it by 1.5%. So after I failed that exam, I immediately started studying for it again. My initial goal was to take it like a month later. However, that did not happen. The biggest setback that I had in this year, 2021, was being involved with this toxic relationship that lasted about 2 months. But yeah, so after that was over with, my next primary goal was to make staff sergeant this year. So I spent an insane amount of time studying for these exams because you only get 1 chance a year to make rank, and I wanted to make my shot count. So I put my time and effort into it, and the results speak for themselves. I was in the top 1% of my career field. I actually overstudied for this exam because I only needed to be in the top 49%. For reference, I put in about 2 hours a day on average for 3 months straight, taking maybe 10 of those days off. So the very same day after finishing that exam, I immediately went back to studying for the CCNA because this is a certification I was supposed to get last year. Now I'm in the middle of the next year, and I still don't have the certification that I wanted. So I spent another 3 months studying for the CCNA. Once again, I overstudied for it, but when I was taking my CCNA exam, I knew that I was going to pass. I just knew. So then after I got my CCNA, I decided I was going to go for the Network Plus. I figured I could just get it without studying for it, which mostly was true. There were some topics on the Network Plus that were older technologies that the CCNA didn't cover. Now keep in mind, while I'm doing all of this, I am currently in a college course. I'm always in at least 1 college course at a time, and it's just 1 class after another. College is built into my weekly routine, which brings me to one of my goals. So my goal was to stay in college courses, which I did, and maintain a 4.0 GPA, which I did not. There was 1 class where I got a B, my first ever college B, and the reason why I got a B was going back to that toxic relationship thing was a really big distraction for me. Now my GPA is currently sitting at a 3.92. So another goal was to start my IT YouTube channel. So this isn't an IT YouTube channel, this is a cybersecurity YouTube channel. But I did start my YouTube channel nonetheless. I started the channel a bit later than I wanted to. I didn't start it until December. The next goal was to build my website, kyserclerk.com. I'm very proud of it. I love the way it looks. I might be a little biased here, but I think I got the best looking personal website on the internet. Check it out. So the next goal was read more books. And I actually failed this one. I didn't read more books. However, I did read more. I read a lot more internet articles. After I got that B, I started taking school like way too seriously, and I read a lot of my school readings, and then finally passed at least 3 clips. And I actually failed this goal. I seriously thought that my goal was 2 clips for the whole year, which is why it's important to write down your goals, but you also got to remember to go back and review your goals, because I thought I had every goal engraved in my brain. But that particular one, I was off, by one. Not a big deal, but it's worth noting. And the question is, did I waste time in 2021? And I did. There was some time where I wasted. However, I wasted the least amount of time in a year than I ever have in my life. I did a lot of things this year, and I'm very proud of that. I was pretty motivated and pretty focused throughout the year. So now, let's talk about my 2022 goals. I wrote them down. My number one goal of the year is no days off. 0. And I know that sounds like an insane goal, so you have to define what a day off is. For me, a day off is any day where I don't do anything extra. So if I put in the bare minimum, I think that's a day off. So what do I mean by that? For me, a day of work is go to work, do my full 8 hours, and then come home and then put another 3 hours in. So if I don't put in 3 hours of extracurricular stuff to better myself, that is a day off. I took a day off. If there's a day that I don't put on my uniform, I want to put in at least 6 hours of extracurricular things that benefit my long-term career progression. Even on my vacation, I want to do 3 hours a day. If I do, even on my vacations, I'm doing 3 hours a day. To me, that's no days off. So my first real goal that I have listed on here, and this takes priority over everything, and it always has, and it will until I complete it, and that is stay in school. I really want to complete my bachelor's degree. So the next major goals are certifications. I am a huge fan of IT certifications. This year I'm upping the ante. So the last 2 years I wanted to get 3 certifications. This year I want to get 4. And it's funny because I have never even gotten 3 certifications in a year. I failed my goal of getting 3 certifications in a year, 2 years in a row now. So the first certification that I want to get is the CEH. That is the EC Council Certified Ethical Hacker. And I know a lot of people in the cybersecurity industry kind of dog on that a bit. I'm not going to get into why I want that certification. That's going to be a later video, but just know that I want the certification and I'm going to get it. Second certification that I want to get is the CompTIA Cloud Plus. Once again, I'm not going to get into why I want the certification. Just know that I am going to get it and I want it. The third certification that I really want, and I'm really excited to go for this one, is the CompTIA Pentest Plus. And then after the Pentest Plus, to finish out the year, I want the EJPT. That's the eLearn Security Junior Penetration Tester. Will I get them? Time will tell. So the next goal that I want to achieve is a 365-day streak badge on TryHackMe. So for those who don't know, TryHackMe is a website that teaches cybersecurity, and they gamify it a lot, and I find it very fun. The next goal: 2 quality YouTube videos a week, 1 useful blog post a week. And then on the bottom of my list, the last goal that I have, which is actually probably one of the most important things I'm going to be doing, is reading an hour every day. And then obviously I have finance goals, I have personal goals, I have fitness goals, highly important. We're just not going to go in those goals on this channel. So yeah, the goals, they're highly ambitious, they are seemingly unattainable, and I did that on purpose. I read Principles by Ray Dalio earlier this year, and there was one thing that stuck with me. So Life Principle 2.1F, page 173. Ray Dalio says, "Remember that great expectations create great capabilities. If you limit your goals to what you know you can achieve, you are setting the bar way too low." So I set my goals extremely high on purpose. I'm almost certain that I will fail some goal of mine that I've stated, and that's okay, because I purposely set the bar extremely high. I don't want to set a goal that I know that I can achieve, because that's the standard. Doing something that you know you can do is the standard. I want to push myself. I want to do more than what I know I can do. I want to see what I can truly do, and then we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit the like button, and then hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. I got much more cybersecurity videos on the way. And let me know down in the comments, did you have a good 2021? Did you have a bad 2021? Do you have goals for 2022? I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say. Follow me on social media. I'm at Kyser Clerk on everything, and hopefully I see you in cyberspace. Until then, peace out, take care, have a good one. Kyser